Hello guys and welcome to today's video. Well, today we are going to talk about 5 things that I actually love about this Peugeot 308. It's actually the Peugeot from my mother and the sunlight is a little bit very bright. But it's actually, the Peugeot from my mother. We have it for already about 5 years and we've done about 80,000 kilometers with it. And since then the car actually held up pretty well, and I've also driven quite some times with this car already. So I think I will be able to tell what I like and don't like about this car. I already made the things that I don't like about this car, and I actually totally forgot. To make the 5 things I love about this car video, and I'm going to do that now. And the first thing that I love about this car is the interior, and I'm gonna show you why. Well, the interior, I mean, if you ask me, I think it looks very clean. It doesn't look too busy. Well, it looks very stylish and it looks very modern. There are not a lot of buttons on the screen, and the car itself looks actually pretty premium. And I have to say, with the other Peugeot cars from the last 2-3 years, the interior really looks very good, actually, if you ask me. And the steering wheel looks good. This looks everything. I mean, it looks very stylish and very modern and polished. The only thing I don't like is, of course, the touchscreen, and the interface is a little bit slow and not that handy to work with while driving. But when you take that away, this car and the doors and stuff like that, it looks pretty nice. And also the interior, I mean, yeah, it's not bad for a Peugeot. That's really it. It's just not bad at all. And when you start the car up, you have the interior here, the cool looking dials, the screen that takes pretty long to turn on, actually. Normally it doesn't take that long, but the car is getting older. It's already 5 years old and the interior is actually holding up pretty well. Then the second thing that I really like about this car is actually also in the interior, and that are the massage seats. When you press this button here, a very smooth massage will here rub on your back, and it's really not aggressive. It's very subtle, and it's really a cool touch. And also I think the seats, they look, if you ask me, they look very nice. And it's like I said, here it pushes you a little bit, and I really like it. I think it works pretty well. It's not very hard. It's just a subtle touch, and I like it. On the newer ones, the 3000 and the 5008 series, the new massage seats are way more aggressive, and they feel good for a short time. But after a while they feel uncomfortable, and these you can put these on for hours and hours and they will not feel uncomfortable. They're not that hard, they're just subtle, like I said before, but I really I like these. I mean, they're just they feel good and they're not that hard. So yeah, that's number 2 that I like. Now the third thing that I like about this car, and let me back up a little bit so I can show it to you guys, is the performance of the engine. It's only 150 horsepower car with 217 Newton meters of torque, so it's nothing super fast or super special, but I think the engine actually drives pretty well. It's very smooth. It has torque very early in low RPMs. It's low on fuel, and when you pull on the throttle, it actually goes pretty well. Now the engine is still cold. I'm not gonna floor it right away. I will show it later in the video, and there is I'm gonna wait. No, I'm not gonna wait till that car has passed because it's driving very slow. But the car drives really well. I mean, good torque in the low RPMs. The sun is really shining in my face. Good torque in the low RPMs, good on fuel, not noisy at all. The only engine that I like better was my Audi A3 1.9 TDI. That even had more torque in the lower RPMs, but this one just drives very well. And also the gas response is very, for a diesel, turbo diesel, it's very good. It's actually better than my BMW. To say, and I really like it. I'm gonna switch to my face. So yeah, that's actually another thing that I like. And actually, you know, when I travel long trips, I prefer to do it with this car because it's so good on fuel. It's, you know, and I actually raced against other cars with this car, and this car was faster and it launches very good. Like I said, good horsepower and torque in the lower RPMs. I mean, it's a pretty decent engine and it hadn't let me down yet. So even after 80,000 kilometers, which isn't that much, I know, but there are cars that show signs of wear and tears after that mileage. And this one doesn't. It still drives like new. The car drives very, very well. So yeah, that's my number 3 that I like on this car. Number 4 that I like on this car is the suspension. Well, the car is totally not firm at all. It drives very, very smooth and very soft, which is good. It drives softer in the back, as my BMW 1 Series does, but that's normal. BMW's has always been a little bit firmer, but it drives really, really smooth and really well. But also when throwing in the corners, because I used to drive pretty hard with this car sometimes, and in the corner this car actually drives pretty well. It doesn't, you know, lean over to one side. It's pretty you know, pretty even without being too firm. You know, actually, yeah, I really like the suspension. It's the best of both worlds. It's good in the corners and it's not firm in the straight. So yeah, the suspension on this car is actually spot on. I also like it better than on my BMW 1 Series, because on my 1 Series, actually, when I drive that car hard, I think it, you know, it leans over just a little bit too much. That car really, really needs lowering springs, and this one just doesn't. I mean, I feel comfier with the suspension of this car. It really is. It's good. I mean, it corners well. I could do a track day with this car. The suspension is, you know, it's nothing like a really sports suspension, but it doesn't lean over as much, yet it's comfy. So it's actually, you know, it's a good suspension and I like it. So that's number 4 that I really like about this car. And the 5th thing that I actually like about this car is the cheap price you got for it. I'm already back. I had to go do some groceries. But the 5th thing I like about this car is actually the price that we got for it. This car costed 26,500 euros. And it's actually basically full option. We got a panoramic roof, we got xenon lights, we got 18-inch alloys with 17-inch wintered alloys for the winter. Only got a few options that we don't have, is like the alarm system or the upgraded audio package. Also, we didn't get the GT line because that wasn't available yet. This is one of the first 308s on the market. So, and yet we had a pretty actually decent price. Also, we had a diesel engine, which was more expensive at that time. And also the 115 horsepower, which was not the top range, but it was the middle range engine. So engine-wise, we didn't get the highest one, but we also didn't get the lowest one. So yeah, actually, when you compare that to other car brands, like I'm gonna show you one car. That one, for example, that is a 2013 model. This one is a 2014 model, and that car is actually the same price as this one, but different is that one has a weaker engine. Well, stock, I mean that engine has way more potential than this one, but stock you get 13 horsepower less, you get 90 Newton meters less because it's petrol. This is a diesel, so that's normal. And also you just get that car actually came standard with 16-inch alloys. This now it has 17-inch alloys because the previous owner upgraded to them. You got stock halogen lights, front and rear. No xenon like this one. Also no GPS like on this one. So that car is actually 1/3 of the options from the BMW list, and this one is almost a full option, yet it's the same price. So that gives you an example that this car comes very well equipped for the price that you pay. And that's actually you get at Peugeot. You get, you know, a decent car for your money. Like BMW, you get it, you know, when you want it, let me start again. When you want the Peugeot full option, you get a basic BMW for the same money. And that's, what do you want? Do you want a full equipped Peugeot or do you want a basic BMW? Because if you want a BMW with the same options, then you will pay 5 to 10,000 euros more than you pay for this. So you get good value for your car. And now even on the second-hand market, you can get this for 14,000 euros, just like that one, like the BMW. So that goes the same price even on the second-hand market. So yeah, I really think, this is not a terrible car. I actually pretty like it. I wouldn't buy it, but if I would have like a 1M40i as my weekend car, which is tuned to the maximum, it consumes a hell lot of fuel, drives very hard, and this would be my daily driver, then I wouldn't mind it as much. I would just do a few things like, a downpipe, an exhaust, a tune, stuff like that, but nothing heavy, and maybe some new rims. But still, this car as it comes is not that bad. So guys, I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, you can always leave a like and subscribe. I will see you guys soon. Bye.